Hello everyone, welcome back to a new episode of Prismata. We'll jump in the queue here and have a look at the system versus Entbean. Bine, perhaps. Oh, it's like a little tree Ent guy, I assume. And maybe if I were better at Lord of the Rings, I would recognize that name and know how to pronounce it. What's going on here? We seem to have a red-green mirror. I mean, Symbiote's cool, sure. Oh, I don't know about a second one. Okay, actually. Given the Rhino's going to get value anyway, building a Rhino to defend against it is not good. And now you're getting a wall, and then I imagine... Oof. Well, now you don't. Do you want a wall? I guess it's fine. Wow, everyone's playing so fast. Slow down. I gotta... Jeez. What's the word? Commentate. I might have tried to respond to this endotherm kit with aggression instead of with another endotherm kit. Manor cookie. Right, this guy was going very slowly, and maybe something could have been fed. Wow, look at this. We've seen these units recently, right? Anyway, something faster might have punished it. But all right. Urbans do a pretty great job against all that freeze threat. And so I think that's like a pretty good direction to go in. Is just like march out a bunch of Urbans. I don't think you want a third engineer, but you probably do want a Mega Drone. Okay. I mean, there is that, I guess. There's not a lot of attack in the set. Right? There's basically none. But there's Frostbrooder. And, like, there's some defense, which is Urban Sentry. But I think that it's more important to just get out the Mega Drone more quickly. I don't know. Boy, opponents playing so quickly, it's making me, like... not take my 90 seconds, which is what I usually do. I do, though, think that just getting Urbans is pretty cool. And there'll probably be time to set up an endotherm kit if you want, although I don't know how good it really is. I think you would rather just spend your red on Tarsiers, honestly. Okay, so they were in a big hurry to get to 14 drones, apparently. Interesting. I think I'll start with an Urban. I'm on 13 drones. In principle, that's Tarsier, Tarsier, Urban, right? Huh? Seems kind of cool. And on the early turns, I can like Tarsier, Tarsier, Pixie, so that I have, and then on the next turn, Urban, and I'll have exactly 4 attack to line up with a Mega Drone. Seems pretty great, honestly. This. Next turn I need an engineer, but that's fine. I can buy that next turn. I need an engineer and an urban, and I have $8 left to spend on red. Seems like 2 Tarsiers, right? Yeah. They're gonna try the same thing. But get a get a conduit, huh? For they really want an endotherm kit. I disagree. I mean, it would be okay. I wouldn't have minded buying one instead of one of these Tarsiers, but I'll just make sure I buy a lot of Urbans. Oh, they should have gotten like a splitter instead of these two, right? For your Mega Drone? Brooder? I don't know about this. I'm worried about, like, I'm losing a bunch of NGs and I'm not going to be very conveniently defended. Like, right? Like, I could get NGs instead, but I think that, and like, I'm thinking about it because Frostbeard is so bad against Urbans, but I think it's better than wasting all my red. Okay, and they're gonna do this, which seems okay for them, but attacking is also okay, so yeah, they're a bit over-teched here, aren't they? I mean, I guess the Mega Drone's gonna fix that, is their hope. Pixies also fix it, but you're still, you know, floating a lot of red and green. This click seems fine. It kills an NG after all. 6 damage. Yeah, we build a wall instead of an urban. Rhinos? It's a little late for Tarsiers, I think. Let's just jam in that damage. And these guys will be available to perhaps gambit against endotherm clicks or something. Whew. Mega Drone hold, huh? I'm just like trying to punish them for getting all this sort of like really super slow stuff by like stopping them from buying any more attack. And at this point, like if you want to breach me for 5, like okay, you know, that's, you bought endotherm kit, you paid for that privilege, go ahead. Freezing this does kill an urban, and that's kind of good, but I'd rather save it to threaten more later and just let them actually attack for 8. I'm actually already defended against 8, so let's get another urban. Yeah, this seems great. Right, 8 is just wall 3 NGs onto urban. And they can't possibly attack for more than that unless they sack Mega Drone, which I'm perfectly willing to allow. Yeah, sure. Go ahead. I don't know, should I hold Mega Drone? Maybe. We'll see. I'll figure it out. I mean, they have, what, 16 freeze? I mean, I'm gonna have to offer some kind of gambit. Probably. But if they do, it'll be one that involves freezing a bunch of my urbans, so they'll still be alive to attack later, which is fine. I would take this gambit, I think. I would freeze urban and force field to kill 2 rhinos and a Mega Drone. Although I'd have to attack with all my rhinos to do that, and maybe I can't. I don't know. Okay, fine. So, They have... Yes, 12. I mean, they have all this threat. Correct. But I actually don't even have to offer a breach if I don't want to. Or a gambit. I think I should, though. Like, if you want to spend everything... Freezing... Wall and 3 urbans... to breach me for exact, I think that's worth allowing. To get that 1 extra click from the Rhino. If they take it, I think they lose, and if they don't take it, hooray, I got away with clicking this Rhino. On the other hand, how about their defense? Right now they get to keep, what, 7 alive? That's urban and some number of these things. So I think it's actually better to not click here, because now they get to keep 8 alive, which means not the urban. So this click is actually making things more convenient for them, not less. I mean, obviously it's more damage, so like it's worse for them, but it was going to do damage eventually anyway. And this way I don't have to offer the gambit. Like, I think that's pretty cool. I could even consider drone instead of NG, but I think that's outrageously greedy, so I won't. Yeah, the Rhino click would have done 0 damage, so great. Oh, please, spend them all. Yeah, come at me. Whoa, oh, I'm so scared. It's so cold in here. You can shift click these, by the way. There you go. I don't know. And like in the meantime, aren't you super wrecked by all the attack I actually have? I guess they kind of have to do this to kill some of my attackers so that they have anything left. I get to keep, what, 5 alive? Okay. That's this. This seems alright. I'm happy to spend 3 brooders on that. Yeah. Or 3 frostbite. 3 brooder bites. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I think 3rd NG was just not correct. Didn't that happen last game? No, 2 games ago. Someone went 3rd NG for no reason and then lost. I think this turn was a mistake. The 2nd Forge was too much tech, and you also really wanted a permanent attacker instead of a pixie so that your Mega Drone would be better. I'm not a fan, also, of the Endotherm kit, but I think it's a totally defensible way to play the set, maybe. No, I don't think it is. I think Endotherm kit is just a big old mistake against an opponent who can easily buy many urbans. You're not going to get that much value out of it. And I was able to switch to Rhinos. Maybe should have done so a bit earlier, actually. Well, it's sort of hard to, because when I built these 2 Tarsiers, I didn't want the attack on the coming turn, so Tarsiers were clearly better than Rhinos. And then on this turn, like, yeah, I'd love to buy 2 Rhinos, but I can't. So I got a Brooder instead. Was a Brooder better than 2 Rhinos? Maybe. Better than 1 Rhino? Yeah. It must be, right? Like, it would have done 2 damage by the time we got to here, right? And that 2 damage, like, is not as good as having 9 freeze threat. 6, I guess, at this point in the game, right? Is what I would have had. Right. And, okay, I'd have 2 extra defense here, meaning I could maybe click another Rhino. But as we saw, the Rhino click didn't actually do anything, so, you know, what really are we gaining? And this giant supply of pixies, as you can see, is like evidence that further evidence that the second forge was no good. Yeah, I don't know. It's the third engineer. Kind of just, I don't know, put him in a pretty bad spot where you had a lot of bad options after this, I guess. And so I can point at specific things you did and say, well, this was bad, but the other choices were pretty bad too. Like, what this third engineer, right? It gave you energy once, right? And you built a drone with it. But like, you could have, if you wanted 14 drones, you could have just gone DD. You could have even squeezed in a conduit on this turn, right? And then gotten 2 drones this turn instead of 1. And you'd be like down $1, but up a green. And down an NG? No, you'd be up $1. Yeah. Because you'd have earned $1 less, but spent 2 less on the engineer. So you'd be down an NG, but up $1 and a green. So then the question is, like, at this point, well, at this point in the game, suppose that you could sell this engineer for $1 and a green. Would you do so? Absolutely you would, right? You could buy another drone with that $1, and the green is just like, great. You wouldn't need a second conduit to threaten your dumb endotherm, right? So I think the third engineer was a huge drag that cost a lot towards getting the stuff you wanted to get. And like, okay, you kind of wanted to have 3 engineers eventually for the Mega Drone, but you want to buy those as late as possible, not early, because of the compounding effect of gold, right? So, I don't know. Red was surprisingly good this game. I mean, like, I think I mentioned... Did I say? I know I said there's not a lot of attackers in this set. And I was going to say the best attacker in this set is Tarsier. But I'm not sure if that's true. Urban might be the best attacker in this set, but no. Urban's the best defender in this set. And it happens to be an attacker as well, but it's not that great at it. You would only spam Urbans here because it's like better than nothing. If you didn't have red, you'd prefer to buy Splitter Gauss Cannon, or even Gauss Cannon Pixie, maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. But when opponent has gotten an Endotherm kit, obviously you buy every Urban you can. And I picked up red because Tarsiers are a good way to spend my money. And Rhinos are good against... Well, also, I mean... I picked up red because I saw I was at enough drones to spend red, red, blue, green on a turn. And also because I saw that Tarsiers would be a good way to get to exactly 4 attack all at once, basically. And then after that, I sort of improvised and saw, okay, yeah, Frostbooter, Rhinos, sure. Those are all good against an opponent who's made this huge investment in Endotherm kit. Right, the Frostbooter stops him from adding more attack, and the Rhinos also, you know, force him to build more defense, therefore less attack, but also are there to gambit against the Endotherm when it's time. Okay, cool. Well, opponent resigned when I breached the Megadrone, but I think they could have also resigned when they clicked all their freeze. If you wanted to stay in the game, I don't know. You could try not clicking the freeze, I guess, and see if that somehow wins, but it's pretty clear that it doesn't, right? You're down like 7 attack. Like, when I say it out loud, it's pretty outrageous. So I guess you go in. Yeah. So first they like. Wait, did they actually try looking for a freeze that breaches? They didn't ever actually try one. I guess they just saw that it was impossible. But it doesn't show your estimated breach numbers on your turn. So I would have expected at some point to see them like freeze a wall on all the urbans or something. But that doesn't offer a breach. Okay, well, enough about this game. I guess we're done for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.